say fuck them, dog, cause I don't need them. I say fuck them, dog, that's how I treat them. I just fuck them all, and then I leave them. I'm a fucking dog, she know I'm decent.
The homie Chase N Cashe is in the building.
Yes, man, Chase N Cashe, man. Hand claps, hand claps. Oh, I love that sound. Yeah. One half of Hit Boy and Chase N Cashe, man. One infinite of the Surf Club. All work, more pay, man. Mr. Cha-Ching in the building, man. You already know what it is.
All times I'm familiar with them. I'm going through some things now, but I'm dealing with them. I had to drop a couple friends, wasn't feeling niggas. You know I only play the cards God deal me, nigga.
Your solo career is budding as we speak, but like you said off air, and you said several times, I'm like one of them, those artists that's been grinding for a while, and now it's my moment. It's gonna be my moment very soon.
Yeah, man. And you know, it's crazy, man. I feel like I'm in the perfect time and the perfect era for that, because I mean, I think we're in this time now where independency is starting to become a idea that people can grasp. You know, I know that everyone likes to be a part of a team, but I feel like, you know, there's a time where people know that they can work from the bottom up. You don't have to sign to Lee or Cohen, or you don't have to sign to, you know, all these forefathers of the game that everybody, you know, kind of thought that's what you had to do. It was like a few years ago, it was kind of bleak for you to think that you could make it without Dr. Dre or Jay-Z and this and that and the third. And even with the people like Kendrick, who are still associated with Dr. Dre, who make a success, you got the Mac Millers of the world and the Macklemores and Ryan Lewises of the world, you know, that's still doing their thing. And, you know, I don't really put aside to rap anymore. You know, I can't necessarily say that this just a black thing, or, you know, just some urban thing. Like, you know, this is just to me, it's a language, a way of speaking, you know. And to me, I just want to be the independent speaker from the South, you know. Like, I'm coming from the South, so, you know, it's pretty much in my ways to be independent and work my way up.
Well, that's how they bring you up.
Yeah, you know, that's all you know, man. And the first thing I ever did before I put my music on the internet was play it for my homies and play it for my neighborhood. So that's the only way I know how to do it. So it's just like, even when I move to these cities, that's how I approach it. I approach it as my neighborhood. You know, I'm a New Orleans person to the death, but when I moved to LA, I treated LA as my neighborhood, you know, and I moved around from the Valley to the IE to the South Central. I lived in Atlanta. I went from North Side, West Side, you know, East Side, wherever I could go to get people my music, you know, not just move to these places and be like, all right, well, I live in Atlanta now, let me upload music and be like, this is Atlanta sounding music and stuff like that, you know.
So when you're talking about an approach, is more like a community approach to making music, and not a lot less just internet hype and take it off.
Yeah.
But still, you have that internet love at the same time. So it's crazy how you find that balance within.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to collab with the streets before I needed to collab with other artists, man. You know, working my way up, it's like, I would rather have the people speak for me rather than it's just like, Drake is my boy and I've been knowing him for years and years, but it's only so much he could say without it looking like, oh, that's just your boy. You know?
That's the note I wanted to bring up. Before, when we were outside, you even said, look, man, I know these dudes. I could get these verses with no problem, but then, you know, do people really care about me, or do they care about the verses?
Exactly, man. And in this era, man, they will chop your verse off and it will be on a mixtape, and it will be Drake verse minus your verse all fast, man. You never know. So, you know, just in a time where you want to make music that benefits you, man, that's the only thing I'm here for, man. And, you know, like, I'm putting my hard time and, you know, my money in this, so like, I ain't got time to be doing a record with somebody and it benefit them and not me.
I was watching an interview of yours. I'd say it was like 2010. You had the short haircut. Your beard was very light. And you had brought up a very, very strong statement for 2010. Right now, it doesn't seem like an extreme statement. You said Drake is the GOAT of the new era of rappers.
Yeah.
And I read the thread that was created under that video, and there was so much backlash. But in 2010, now it doesn't sound like a ridiculous statement.
Yeah, I mean,
What did you know at that time,
man,
that maybe we didn't know in 2012?
Man, you know, and I feel like it's really being out in the street. A lot of people may not know about Drake, man. Before he got popping, he put himself everywhere. He did whatever he could, man. He spent his Degrassi money, whatever you want to call it, to move to Atlanta, to go to LA, to work. He met the likes of Dre and all these people in the midst of this time, and it wasn't like the path was easy for him. So that's why I could say that, because he opened so many doors, and after opening doors, kept opening them. You know, it's like a lot of times when you come in and you do a bunch of great things, it was like they wanted him to go platinum. He got 12 #1s in a short amount of time. So it was just like, that's why I could say he was the GOAT. It wasn't like it wasn't true. It was true. Like, that's the only reason I said it. Is like the only reason you can call Jay-Z the GOAT of this music business is because he's still alive, getting a percentage of the Nets and still getting the Barclays and getting the Nets to Brooklyn. The day he stopped doing that, they gonna call somebody else that. Me personally, the day Drake stopped doing that, I'll call somebody else that too. If it's me, I'm gonna call myself that. If it's Cole, I'm gonna call Cole that, because to me, it's competition. You know, in the same respects I'm paying him, I'm still motivated to
You're still
top
trying
him.
to get where he's at. Obviously, you're not gonna
because I'm watching
that.
it in front of my face. Like, I'm eating chips while he making these hits. Like,
it's coming from the NO.
Yeah,
The NO is literally music influence on one side and the worst of the worst everything on the other side.
Yeah.
Whether it be sex, whether it be drugs, whether it be whatever bad you could think of. New Orleans has its own,
politicians especially, man.
Exactly. They have really bad everything and then amazing music.
Yeah, man.
So it's like I was just kind of thinking about how that all mixed together in New Orleans influenced your youth.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm pretty much every New Orleans person without the accent. I wish everybody could get a glimpse of my city, because my city is very well rounded. I think you would think if you see Locked Up or Gangland, or you watch Cash Money and No Limit videos your whole life, you know, you would just think it's some very rugged city. But like you said, if you seen Treme on HBO, they'll let you know, man, like my city is very, very active, man.
Because I've been to your city, and it's
man.
like, I've seen it really rugged, and then I've seen like, wow, this is a culture.
Yeah, and it's not country. I gotta get that out the way. My city is not country. It's the city, man. You know, and just like New York, where people are out and about all day in Times Square, my people out about all day in French Quarter and downtown. You know, and my people are active. You know, like when them hurricanes come through, people get out there and march for their money and do all that.
Now speaking of hurricanes, I did find out that your move to Hollywood, was that a forced hand? Or
Yeah.
Was it post Katrina?
Yeah, it was after, but it was completely forced by the hurricane, man, because I had nothing to do. I mean, what was I going to do? Go to school? And going to school was going to take a year, or it was going to take relocating out of state and going somewhere else other than that. And I didn't want to do that, you know. I mean, I was at the point now where I felt like I was grown. I had a job from 15 to 17 years old.
Yeah.
So, you know, I knew what it was like to take care of myself to a degree and pay bills. And, you know, so it was like, for me, it was like a call of freedom. It was like, word, you got every excuse now not to go to school. You got every excuse to do music now because your life is in shambles. Like, you don't know where you're gonna go.
Now, in retrospect, I want to take a step back, because I almost feel like from going through all of your content and reading enough about you to see that, maybe, I don't know if you see it like this. Do you feel like Katrina forcing your hand and causing you to move to Hollywood, because that birthed a lot of opportunities?
Yeah. Completely.
Would that have happened if you were still in New Orleans?
Nah, man, I'd be at Foot Locker, man, and if y'all I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I probably would be making beats, because I was definitely making beats and rapping, but
because it seems like you have a global perspective.
Yeah, but once I was put into the field to play, and like, you know, even moving to LA, I didn't move to LA like I had music planned, you know. I had to get an apartment first. I had to do this. Like, I didn't know nobody. So even in the midst of getting my music played, I had to figure out a way to become social. Like, I'm a Virgo, man, you know, like, it's, if you know many Virgos, they stay to themselves. Like, they be on their own kick. Like, they don't really mess with nobody. I had to find a way to climb out of that shell and become social and talk to people, and people from different backgrounds. You know, I came to California sounding like, wow, Woody, like, so I was saying a bunch of stuff, like, I would be like, man, I got buku stuff I need to do today. And they'd be like, buku? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I got a lot of stuff to do. And, you know, it took adjusting, and I needed clarity in the form of speaking. And once I got clear spoken and people was like, yo, you're very wise, you're very intelligent, I just started taking heed to it instead of it being a mystery to me. Like, word, I'm smart. Like, I just kept talking.
Down, handcuff you in the back of patrol now. Jail cellars where they tryna make your home now. Pray that you can get bail money through the phone dial. Better pray that they pick up. Collect